Yes! Oh, blinking out, sorry. I don't know, my voice has been a little bit weird recently, but yes! Big ups to the 8 people in the stream. Make sure to hit the likes and make sure to comment down below your thoughts on all City's latest news. Okay, we're obviously going to go through the latest, but yes, big ups to everyone who's in the stream right now. Do just want to say apologies for not streaming on this channel last 2 days. I did stream a Blue Friday show the other day on Alpha Varka's channel, so if you tuned into that, the big ups to you. We got 12 people in the stream right now. Huge big ups to everyone who's tuning in. But yeah, today we're going to be covering the latest news for Man City. Everything that's happened, since I've not streamed. But yeah, we're gonna discuss all the latest. Now, I'm not gonna lie, as days go so far from Man City windows, last couple have probably been the more quiet ones, if I'm being fair. It's not been the greatest for news, but a couple of days go by, it does build up a little bit. So we have got a decent amount to get through here. And there was obviously the Ait Nauri, here we go. Diaz and Bernardo start for Portugal vs Spain. Big good luck. Now then, just to begin, Tijani Reinders has completed his Man City medical. Same goes for Ait Nauri, by the way, in case you're curious. Both have completed their medicals. Both are absolutely fine, to my knowledge. And that means we're going to more than likely have them for Club World Cup. I'd be surprised what stops us from that now. Big news, great stuff for Tijani, and we can expect an announcement within the next day or two, hopefully. So just buckle up for that then, Blues. But yeah, big ups to everyone who's in the stream. We've got DZ3K in here now. We're driving. I don't know how to answer that, to be honest, DZ3K. What's your answer? Now we'll scroll down a little bit, and we got Gianluigi Donnarumma. Gianluigi Donnarumma has evoked the possibility of a move to England, with Italy teammates, with both City and United having expressed interest in the goalkeeper. He's out of contract next year. Okay, so if we do the Real Madrid thing of talk to them now, and get them on our side now, make them not sign that contract, and then we have them. Because you got to remember, Edison's contract over in a year as well, so, Edison leaves at the end of his contract, and then we get Donnarumma, is very well a possibility, maybe. Not writing it off. Big ups to 15 people in the stream. Make sure to hit the likes, everyone. Big ups. Now then, thumbnail man. Everton are monitoring the situation with Jack Grealish. Although no talks are taking place between the clubs, any potential move would likely be a loan from Man City. If they are only interested in loaning, then no. I'm sorry. I am, okay? But no way. I refuse to loan out Jack Grealish. I really do not want to see that. I know I'm not part of the boardroom, so it's not my choice, but I do not want Grealish loaned. Sell him now whilst you still can. Because if he just keeps getting worse from here on in, if he gets loaned and he doesn't smash it, then he's just going to get lower and lower in his price. Okay, it's going to become harder to sell him because everyone's seeing that he's on a downward trajectory. Right now, he's at his lowest point in terms of his transfer value in the last 5 years. He's not been this low since he was 24 with Aston Villa. Adam Quinn, Adam MCFC Quinn, how you doing, bro? Big ups to him. Big ups to the 20 people in the stream as well. We got a ton of people in here. Make sure you're hitting the likes. If we can get to double-digit likes, that'd be amazing. So big ups. For me, do not loan out Jack Grealish. I say it all the time in my streams. Don't loan him out. Just get him sold. There will be a buyer somewhere. It's our job to find the buyer. Just get them gone. If we don't want him, then find a club, pitch it. Right now he's at his lowest, and he's only been going down since 2023. He's only been going down. He's not getting better. Okay, and as of late, it's been even more so of a drop. Before he was just dropping by 5 million. Now I'm seeing him drop by 10. His drops are getting bigger. 20 people on the stream, big ups. The drops in transfer value are getting bigger. His contract's getting lower. He's only got 2 years left on his deal. Okay, if there's a time to sell, it is now. Okay, and the club knows that. Okay, but don't loan. It's senseless to loan. It really is. Ryan Aitnari, I know I did mention it, but he has now signed his Man City contract. Keep Grealish. I'm sorry, but nah, I can't. 25 people in the stream. Wow, incredible, guys. Huge. Big ups. Make sure everyone's hitting the likes. Every like is much appreciated. It's just not that quality FIFA for me. 100 million quid we spent on this guy. I know the price tag doesn't, make a player, but he hasn't even played 20 games this season in minutes. Okay, he's featured 32, but in minutes he's only had 1,500 minutes this season. He's not even had 10 goal contributions. Okay, he's very clearly out of favour. For me, it's just hanging on for the sake of it. I was willing to keep him the season just gone. Okay, I wanted to believe that he could hit those heights again that he hit in the treble season. Everyone thought that maybe he would in the season before that, in the 4-peat season. When your player has been getting worse for 2 seasons straight, it's a sign. Okay, and we just have to know. We have to bring ourselves to do it. Whether you like the guy, whether you don't like the guy. Grealish mint. I don't know the last time he was mint. It was probably treble season, to be honest. He had one good game off the top of my head this season, in like a game where it really mattered, which was Real Madrid at the Etihad before he got injured. But I can't say that one good game justifies keeping him. And Aitnari, by the way, will be Man City's number 20 on. Big up 18 people. Yeah, we had 25 in it at one point. Yes, but big ups, Sister City. How you doing? I did tune into your flight stream. Oh, wait, yeah, I did comment, didn't I? Yeah, I did tune into that, though. That was good. Saw the plane land. Great stuff to see that he's landed all right. And he's completed his medical now to Jani Rangers, as well as Aitnari. Aitnari's going to be our new 21. Nice number. David Silva's former number. And Ferran Torres and Sergio Gomez. Hopefully he doesn't follow the same pattern as those signings. But hopefully he makes that number his own now. First Spanish to not wear it in a long while. It's only been Spanish people wearing it as of late. Cherki started for France vs Germany. I don't know how well he did. I'm pretty sure he got subbed off there. Now then, Bernardo Silva. Thanks for being in chat this morning, Connect. It was a madness. I was live within 1 minute of waking up. Sorry for lack of energy. No worries, mate. No worries. Absolutely no worries. Big up 7 is tuning in. We got 21 people in the stream right now. If we can, and we're on 14 likes. If we can get to 20 likes, that'd be insane. Big ups to everyone. We're definitely not getting Livramento. Newcastle have no reason to sell. We need homegrown players regardless, so we'll need outgoings before buying a non-homegrown right back. Yeah, I mean, Livramento is looking like a really tricky deal. Okay. Newcastle are making their stance very clear. It seems that that it's going to be a tough deal for us to do. It's not looking simple. Like you say, Newcastle, no reason to sell. They're absolutely chilling. Livramento's got 5 years left on his deal. So no Cherki before Club World Cup. We have to register him by the Monday. Okay, no, we have to register him by Tuesday, I believe. So I'm not quite writing it off. I'm not quite writing it off yet. Big ups to 25 people in the stream. Huge. Yeah, I'm not quite writing it off just yet. I just got a bit of faith. But look, Al Hilal have added Bernardo Silva to the top of their transfer list for the summer, but there's been no official list, and no official bid to Man City yet. I mean, again, I personally would sell. I'll be honest, I don't think we're losing Bernardo. I think Pep likes him too much. You know, I just think he's going to be one of those players for, like, Pep will say to the board, just don't touch this guy. I want to keep this guy. Don't sell him. So, yeah, I've got a feeling that Bernardo isn't going anywhere, to be honest. Keep Silva. Nah, not for me. I just think slowest player in the Premier League. He's given everything for City. I think this is the right time to move on. Slowest player in the Premier League last season. That's insane. Or at least for a long period of time he was. You know, a top speed of like 20-something. He was slower than Casemiro last season. And I don't know if you watch Casemiro, but he ain't exactly quick. It ain't exactly watching Doku down the wing. We do need to sell some players. People do need to realise it. I think Jack Grealish and Bernardo are perfect examples of that. You know, they're very different in terms of their legacies at City. Bernardo's going to be remembered as a player that gave absolutely everything for the badge, served this club for a good 8 years, you know, and I think everyone will look back on Silva fondly. Grealish, I think everyone will look back on that treble run fondly, but I think the general agreement will be that that it wasn't the greatest signing ever. Luca Talks Ball, welcome to the stream. If we buy, we have to sell, in my opinion. Yeah. Oh no. Oh god. I mean, why do we think 35 mil is a big deal for a player that Cherki should be a no-brainer? For me, that's what I'm saying, Hazan. Let me just say, Hazan, if I was in that room, okay, doing like the bidding, I guess, for Cherki, wherever that gets done, trust me, Leon would have already accepted our offer. Trust me, if all they want is 30 million, mate, I give them 5 million on top just for a great bargain. Let's aim 30 likes, people. Hey, 30 likes would be insane. We're 3 off 20, so let's get there first. But yes, 30 likes would be insane. 46 hours to get Cherki deal done. Yeah, we got to crack on. We just got to stop messing around. We got to stop messing around. Just get the deal done. He put himself on display for you when he came off the bench the other night and scored that worldie. Just get it done. What are we waiting for? Evening Blues, Formidable Centurions. How you doing, bro? I'm live, says the Luca Talks Ball. Good luck on your life, bro. Over 100 views on this stream already, by the way, guys. So that's huge. And over 26 people tuning in as well. So make sure to hit the likes, guys. We're so close to 20 likes. So close. Big ups to everyone. But yeah, for me, Bernardo, time to go for me. You can maybe get 35 million quid for him if you're lucky. If we can get about 35 million for him, I think we'd be doing quite well. He's got 1 year left on his deal. Take what you can. Foreign Verd's absolutely atrocious today. It was France versus Germany, wasn't it? Good, mate, thanks. Yeah, but big ups to everyone that's tuning in at the moment. I'm just gonna hide Luca. No offense to her. Cherki showed his rough edges in terms of pressing and work rate today, but still looking to attack. Glad he got the start, but the team wasn't set up well. Yeah, what was the score? 2-0 by the end of it. Look, Cherki's despite being a very talented player, he's gonna be a player that needs work, of course. But I think we nurture him well. We do what's required for him. Give him the training you need. I think we'll be fine. Okay, it's all about how you train him. Rangers arrived. Sunderland want Man City's Charlie Gray, with the 19-year-old seen as an ideal signing and a possible replacement for Joe Bellingham, who's set to join. Who's he set to join? Dortmund. Man City do not want to lose Gray, but may do a deal plus a healthy sell-on clause. Newcastle keen on a loan for Jack Grealish? No. I'm sorry, no. Okay, if any club tries to loan, nah, no way. Hi, JJ. My friend is live. Good luck to your friend's stream, Jay. Yeah, agree. You 32 people watching. Is your friend Luca? Newcastle United and Eddie Howe have no interest in selling Tino Livramento and have rejected initial approaches from us coming from intermediaries. For the right back, it would take an astronomical offer for Newcastle to even consider selling. What are we calling astronomical, by the way? That's so Luca. I'm not Luca. Your at is Luca, Jay. Is what the only thing throwing me off. Your at is quite literally Luca TBMK. So I am gonna hide you because I do believe you to be Luca. I feel if we don't get Cherki in Monday, then I feel he ain't playing Club World Cup. And then we will probably go for him in the next part of the window. For me, don't dilly-dally, man. Just get it done. Because, look, if we wait for the next part of the window, other teams might want him. Okay? And they might not mess around. I don't think Cherki's going to be particularly happy with us, by the way, if we don't get him in for the cheap price that he's going for. 30 million for a player like him is cheap. And I don't think he's going to be very happy with us if we're just messing about with it. Agree Connect. 2 likes away from 20, guys. Yes, if we could get 20 likes, that'd be huge. Big up to everyone who is tuning in. Hello, Luke D. Yeah, but big up to everyone's tuning in. We've had over 20 people for the majority of this stream. Man City deal for Wolves like Nauri is worth an initial £31 million with a potential of rising to £36 million. Yep, fine. City should go for Rodrigo. Cherki will be in Manchester tomorrow, says Normski. Welcome to the stream, MCFC Normski. Appreciate it. Don't think I've seen you here. And Christian Barahona. I don't think I've seen you here either. Rodrigo would be cool. I wouldn't mind Rodrigo on my wing. I don't think we're going to get him because I think we're more likely to put our eggs into getting Livramento, to be honest. But we'll see how it goes. It's not the end of the world if you don't get Cherki. Move on to the next target. Simple, I guess. But I also want us to get our first choice targets. Big up everyone's tuning in. It's almost hard to keep up with these comments. We got 30 people in the stream. We just hit 20 likes. Huge, guys. Massive. Really do appreciate everyone that's tuning in right now. Easily one of our best streams. We don't need Cherki. Do you think we don't need to sign anyone, FIFA? Is that the genuine belief after watching last season? Holy 30 viewers. Yes. Big ups to everyone. It would be a huge blunder from us if we don't sign him because the player wants to play in the Club World Cup. It would definitely make him angry. Yeah, I can agree. If we don't get him in, okay, we've been after Cherki for almost 2 weeks-ish now. If we don't get him in, he's not going to be happy with us. Okay, he's going to be thinking what, no offense, Sissy, what were you doing? I was going so cheap. I'm the cheapest of your signings, and you were messing about with it. Thinking that Lucas got a lot of faults, didn't he? You know, like, no offense, lads, but what were you doing? I've got clubs now lining up to get me now for the beginning of this next window. You guys could have got me 2 weeks ago if you just coughed up. If we don't get Cherki, it's all on us. It's all on us because this guy is so cheap, cheaper than every other player we've gone to sign. Just as a famous chatter that we have in here from time to time says, and we've had in today, just do what's required. Just do what's required. I agree with the Cherki thing. We are more desperate for a right back, who I think should be priority now. We have Doku. There's a crazy amount of votes. Yeah, I'm seeing it. Biggest easy 3K. Look, I would like Cherki. Because it's like, I think we should be aiming to get our first choice. You know, an example of City not getting our first choice is us not getting Declan Rice, us not getting Jude Bellingham, us not getting Florian Wirtz. Okay, like or not, Florian Wirtz, I do believe was first choice. We pulled out due to price, but I do think Florian Wirtz was first choice. And not that I'm very bothered about Florian Wirtz, I'm more bothered about the other two, if anything. I remember Cherki isn't the same type of player as Doku, by the way. I'd just like to say. They are not like that same kind of caliber. Well, we do need a number 10 more than a right back for Club World Cup. Like, I do think we can make do without a right back. Not getting Wirtz is a blessing in disguise. I do agree with that. I think the money that we would have spent on Wirtz would have damaged our window one way or another. I do 100% agree. We've got over 27 people in here, Booze. Absolutely huge. Massive. Big ups to everyone. Let's keep going through here. No minutes for Kyle Walker, an hour for Ake, and an hour for Akanji in all their respective games. All wins for them lot, so big ups. You know, congratulations to... doesn't feel right saying congratulations to England. Looking at that. Rangers versus Finland, 69 minutes played, 50 touches, 41 accurate passes, 95% passing accuracy, things you love to see, 4 recoveries, 2 ground duels, 2 passes into the final third, 2 touches in opposition box, 1 interception, 1 successful dribble, and 1 big chance created. And now he's in Manchester. Lacazette on Ryan Cherki. What people might not know is Ryan works really hard behind the scenes. He puts in a lot of extra training, stays fit, and maintains a healthy lifestyle. Before I met him, there was a lot of pre-convinced ideas, mostly negative, a lot of questions too. From what I saw on TV, he was clearly a huge talent. I kept wondering why he wasn't getting more playing time. This season has been incredible. It's like something clicked in his mind over the summer. Like he finally understood what he could bring to the team. The key factor that was the mindset. If I make the team shine, I'll shine too. There you go. You know, Lacazette, only saying good words. I agree with the City stance on signings. Big ups to everyone tuning in. Doku is our winger. Gervais Smith. Everyone loves Cherki, loves of him. French media need to... Oh, okay. I went to go reach my water bottle then, and it wasn't there. Oh, well, I'll live. If I were to pick one of either Cherki or Livramento or any decent right back, I would go for a right back 100%. I think we are in need of that 10. I do. I think we're in need of it. You know, the hole KDB leaves is a pretty sizable hole. I think we can fill it temporarily, but I don't think you'll ever fill it properly. Water will get through. You know, it's a hole in the dam. Okay, and when Rodri was gone, that water was gushing through. I do think KDB does play a role in our success. And so I'm not saying Cherki's going to be KDB, but what I am saying is that we need someone to fill that hole. And if he can fill that well enough, then it's not too bad. Okay, Cherki, I think, is going to be a top player if we get him in, but we need to get him in. You can't go without. You can't go without Walker replacement into the new season. I do agree, but you see, my thing is formidable. Let's not pick one or the other here. Let's go. We need both. For me, Cherki's and KDB, yeah, and I understand that no one can be. Kevin De Bruyne is a one of a kind. You know, there'll be no one like him, not for a while anyway. But if someone can somewhat fill that hole, then we got to swipe up that chance. Yeah, we need both. This isn't a pick or choose situation. I think we need both. You know, get Livramento and Cherki. We've got the money. Newcastle want an astronomical fee. I think we've got an astronomical sized chest. Yes, but a right back is a must and should be our next target. I would agree if the Livramento deal. I would somewhat agree if the Livramento deal wasn't so difficult. For me, Cherki is an easy deal. We're just being stingy. Livramento is a much harder deal because of how much it's going to cost. City will get a bit of the money that Dortmund are likely to get for Jamie Bino Gittins. Breaking, this was on June 7th. Negotiations between Man City and Newcastle for Livramento are currently on a standby. Newcastle not reducing their asking price, wanting to keep the right back, and it has been almost impossible to agree on terms ahead of the World Cup. Which, I'm not surprised. Newcastle are going to do everything they can to hold on to Livramento. Aït-Nouri will sign a 5-year deal. Successfully completed medical. Kylian Mbappe on Cherki. Oh, blinking it for Fabrizio. Man City are in a rush for the player as well. We don't blink and look it, bro. You'd think we got another week to do this. We got like 2 days. Well, this would be Reinders, Nouri, right back keeper, then Cherki. I mean, it doesn't look like we're even losing any keepers. So I want to ask, Cherki's and KDB agreed. We ain't getting votes. Don't be like we are not going to sign a right back. We definitely will, but at number 10 first. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's not a matter of picking and choosing. You know, definitely get a right back and definitely get a 10. I'll be angry if we don't get both. You know, it's not even looks like we're going to need a goalkeeper, by the way, because Edison and Ortega are, as far as we know, staying. So unless you want a third keeper to replace Scott Carson, big ups everyone tuning in. I'm loving the like debate, I guess, in the comments. Do love it. Vardio, Haaland, and Doku. Napoli are amongst Grealish and Myers. I think that'd be a solid move. I think he could suit Serie A. He better push for a permanent home. Don't want a loan. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that there's still love between City and Grealish. You know, Pep likes him too. I'm not surprised by that. But again, like, we just need to accept that it's time for we just need to accept that it's time. You know, this is the right time. And that's the exception here. We've gone all the way to June 6th now. I do think I'm all caught up when it comes to news, I believe. For the most part. I'll scroll down a little bit more in a second. Big ups to the 28 people in the stream. Amazing. Cherki isn't an X Factor. He's a good player in a good price. I think good players underrating him a little bit. For the stats he got, Wirtz is considered to be a world-class 10. Okay. With great numbers and everything like that. and it's being sold for over 100 million because of it. Cherki's got more goal contributions than him in less minutes. He's got overall very good stats, and he's being sold for a third of the price. Fantastic views, yeah, amazing. Big ups to everyone who's been tuning in. Hazan, big ups. What are your thoughts on this Porto right back? We'll have a look at him in a second. Too bad for Grealish. He was really good playing in treble season, but after that he disappeared. Yeah, you're not incorrect. Big up Connect. What's the Bernardo news? I haven't seen it yet. I'll scroll up for you in just a moment. I've just been told to have a look at Porto right back. Let's have a look. Quick look. Oh, Porto. Oh, come on, transfer market. Don't let me down now. I'll bring you up real quick then. Let's have a quick look. Don't get me wrong. The source is not the greatest source you've ever seen. Santi JFM. But Al Hilal have added Bernardo to the top of their transfer list for the summer. No official bid yet for him, though. Verts again today stunk the place up, Connect. Yeah, I'll have a look at his thing in a minute. When people sent over players funny and kickable, we saw today Verts was a £75 million player. I mean, to be fair, I don't think they're overrating them before they kicked the ball, because they kicked the ball all of last season. To be fair. Martin Fernandez. Big ups. Let's have a look. Martin Fernandez. Bingo. 19. Okay, nice and young. Worth 12 million.
The £5 meal deal from McDonald's.
Meal deal. 6 assists last season. Not bad. Only been on the up. Contract till 2028. I mean, this is a good alternative. I would like someone that is a bit more proven. I'd like someone that's a bit more proven, like the Livramento. Livramento is already 22, going to be a bit more physical. Plays for Newcastle, Premier League proven. I think neither Verts or Cherki are Premier League proven. Neither was KDB though. Okay, and again, I'm not saying Cherki's going to be Kevin De Bruyne. Not even saying Verts is. Okay, and I know that KDB also played for Chelsea, by the way, but he didn't exactly succeed there. Hence why he got sold to Wolfsburg. What I've seen from Cherki today, what Leon fan says, is much better against low blocks, and we need them players. Just we got linked with him yesterday. All right, big ups, Hazan. I mean, he doesn't look too bad. It's very early days in his career. Not that that's a bad thing. Injuries, he picked up 2 last season. Might be something to keep an eye on. Both muscular. You see, this very could have been a result of being rushed back, though. Because, look, he only missed 2 games here. Okay, we've seen the story before. Missed 2 games here, okay, came back, and then got injured, and it made the injury worse, and he missed 6 games. So, yeah, I don't think it's too bad. We've got Haaland and Mamouche, who thrive against high lines. Cherki will be there to thrive against low blocks, as is proven this week and by Leon fans. It's not a good alternative. We need homegrown. We get that Fernandez. We're just kicking the can down the road. KDB was World Cup potential before he joined City. Vince is just overhyped, but Vince is a very good player. I'm just saying let's not put 80 million into it. Yeah, I agree. I get what you're saying, Hazan. It's not a bad alternative considering Fernandez is maybe going to cost us 25-30 million. I know he's only worth 12 million there, but they're probably going to try and oversell him a bit. Bundesliga players tend to do well for City. True. We do have a good rep there. We should put 80 million on Livramento. We need homegrown. Oh man, I'm loving the debate, by the way, guys. I get that Bundesliga players tend to do well at City, but that doesn't mean we just write off the other leagues. I don't think that people get that homegrown is going to be a real problem suddenly. I don't think it's going to be that bad. Big ups. So we got 29 people in here right now. We've had incredible stuff here. We can afford to whack 80 million on Livramento if it's Pep's first choice. That's my argument. You see, that's my argument. We have a war chest. We know we do. We bring in so much revenue a season. Verts is making a mistake. He would play better for City. I mean, we pulled out of that deal. Okay, if anyone's making a mistake, then it's us. Grealish and Stones will probably both leave. We will need homegrown immediately or very soon. Cherki will be done by Tuesday. You get the here we go by tomorrow. Big up CK, man, I trust. Did you watch Cherki today for Real versus Germany? No, I didn't watch it. I knew it was happening. I knew he started. I know he got subbed off. That's all I really know. And I know that what's his name didn't do too great. Livramento is worth 80 million without English tax. There is argument there, to be fair. Premier League proven player, had a great season for Newcastle. I get what you're saying. Fitz was stinky again, lol. Yeah, that's the main thing I hear. But I do think that this is important. Livramento is very young and very good. You see, that's my thing. Livramento ticks all the boxes. Premier League proven, young, he's long term. Young, long-term, Premier League proven. He just seems to tick the boxes. Mr. 150 mil got nutmegged by Cherki. I called it Cherki on Tuesday, Liam. I called it Cherki on Tuesday, Liam. I'll tell you, he only got subbed off because he'll be doing his medical tomorrow, says Nevans MCSC. I hope you're right, bro. I hope your sources are good. You're watching the Nations League final, by the way. Is that tonight? Sorry, I just kind of forget about Nations League, to be honest. No, I won't lie. It's today at 8. Probably not. I'll probably keep an eye on it, though. Good luck to Bernardo and Diaz. They are only players representing for that game because Rodri wasn't taken to the squad, probably due to just recovering from that injury. I took Fabrizio's tweet as a real positive connect. Which tweet was it? Wait there. Do you mean not that one? What, this one? The negotiations between City are currently on standby. Newcastle not reducing their asking price. Who want to keep the right back, and it's almost been impossible to agree. I like the fact that we're talking to them, but let me know if I got the right tweet up. I'm surprised we were even in negotiations. Yeah, I could agree. I imagine initial talks were done. I'm preparing myself mentally for the worst piece of football of all time. When do we hear the list of players coming to America to play for the Cup? It will probably be on Tuesday because I believe we have to register our players for Tuesday, I think, or the Wednesday. It'll be one of those days that the list comes out. Window closes on the 10th. He's adamant he'll play in Club World Cup either tomorrow or the following day at push. I'm just going to say now with chest, okay, touch wood, I do think we're going to get Cherki before Club World Cup. I just think it's going to be one of them. Let's just remember we signed Nico Gonzalez on deadline day. Remember, he doesn't actually need to be in Manchester in order to do the stuff. He doesn't actually need to be in Manchester. Nico Gonzalez did his medical in a whole different country. Okay, and I'm pretty sure he did his announcement video in a hotel room. He doesn't actually need to be in Manchester. He doesn't need to hold the room up in our hold the shirt up in our studio, in order for the move to be done. Okay, everything just needs to be signed off and whatnot. Okay, and it just needs to be known that Cherki is a City player now. City will continue to try and sign Livramento until Newcastle United say definite no. Yeah, for me, we need to get both. Absolutely. So tell me one thing, if we sign Cherki on Tuesday somehow, so our club's allowed to register new players after the 10th? No, I think 11th onwards you're not allowed. Okay, so the 10th is your last day, I believe. Okay, I'm not 100% sure on the details, but I believe that is the case. Now, by the way, guys, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been tuning into this stream. This stream's been amazing. I was gone for 2 days, and I've come back to an amazing stream, so big ups to everyone. Now let's have a look through Fabrizio's latest stuff. This guy signing for Real Madrid, top player from River Plate. Reinders completed his medical. We did read that. Kolo Muani, happy Juventus. Joe Bellingham, wonder how he'll do. Ozyman rejected the Al Hilal proposal. Here we go. Arnautovic leaving Inter. Mbappe scores. PSG. Italy coach sacked. Let's keep looking. There you go. That's all good. Oh, nice. Courtois set to stay. Still looking. Big up to everyone who's been tuning in. Is it just me? It's just that everyone knows we need a right back. That means we will likely overpay. That's true. You do watch-alongs for the Club World Cup? Yeah, will be. Livramento has a price, and Newcastle said he won't be cheap. And also they want Grealish. Well, there you go. Throwing Grealish in there, and try and let that chip away at the fee a little bit. Even if it just knocks off 20 million, it's a help. There's Rangers. Yeah, here was the Livramento official tweet here. It's a complicated process, okay? But the fact that there is even a possibility that there is a process that can be done to sign Livramento, the fact that this is even happening, it means it's not impossible. Okay? It's not going to happen before Club World Cup. That doesn't surprise me. Okay? But it's not impossible. It can happen, is the important thing that we can take from it. Big up to everyone who's been tuning in, by the way. Huge stuff. Huge stuff. Just seeing if there's anything else. Hainari there. Gonna try to see if I can find the latest stuff on Cherki. Cherki. You see, I kind of like the fact... Touch wood, this is. I kind of like the fact the Cherki stuff's gone a bit quiet. Because it just means I think we are plodding along with it. I think we're just dedicating our resources to that, and I am kind of confident on it in a weird way. There was Rangers up there. Medical tests on Sunday. Just trying to see if we can find the last thing on him. One more thing, if anything. Yeah, last thing we got, I believe, was a quote from him. Alright, dude. Gonna watch the final. Peace out. Alright, big ups to you, bro. They're probably waiting to see how Nunes does with that Rodri protection. We'll see how he does, yeah. Look, I don't mind Nunes staying as long as he's a backup for me. That's in my opinion, anyway. I really don't mind. But look, I would rather sign Livramento than Nunes backup. Yeah, I do agree with this. I agree with what Formidable was saying. Have him as a backup. I actually don't mind watching Nunes at right back, but for me, he's got to be a backup. He did a good fix-it job at the end of the season there when we really needed a right back, and I really appreciate Nunes for that. I'd keep Bernardo, not going to lie, Marcus. All right, fair enough, mate. That's what you think. But anyway, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. This stream has been amazing. 30 people in this chat. We haven't had that many in a while. But look, thank you to everyone who's tuned in. Amazing stream. More on the way, of course. Gonna hopefully be back to doing daily streams and whatnot now. If you did enjoy this stream, if you haven't already, make sure to like. We had 25 likes on the stream. Just incredible. Make sure to subscribe. We're on that push for 1.5k. And make sure to turn the notification bell because you don't want to miss the Cherki Here We Go whenever it comes. Or even my next stream, whenever that may be. And video, who knows. Big ups to you all, Blues. I'll see you all in the next one.